أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين، لا سيما مولانا وحجتنا وصاحبنا بقية الله في السماوات والأرضين، روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدم الفداء. أما بعد، فقد قال الله الحكيم في كتابه المبرم الفرقان العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فإن مع العسر يسرا، إن مع العسر يسرا، فإذا فرغت فانصب، وإلى ربك فارغب. اجمع الصلوات. Respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In order to achieve happiness in our life, we talk about many factors. And one of the important points that we talked about it last night, and inshallah we're going to continue today, is about Jalis al-ulama tas'ad. That means engage yourself or stay more with ulama, because ulama, they are actually connected to Imam. They are the followers of Imam Zaman alayhi salam. I just talked about this book, that this book is about the lifestyle of the Prophet. That means it explains to you that what did the Prophet do in every step of his life. When he woke up, for example, what did the Prophet say? When he fell asleep, when he was going to fall asleep, what was the dua of the Prophet? If someone was talking to him, how did the Prophet reaction? So who's going to translate these things to you? So you need to go to someone who knows Arabic and who studies these things. Because the The thing is, like, we can talk generally about many things, but the main problem is the lifestyle that unfortunately every day we struggle with a new problem. We don't need to study the whole Quran at the same time, we don't see any difference in our life. We need to put differences in our life. When you come to the masjid or when you study, so that's what Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam says, if you want to achieve happiness, stay with ulama, they will help you. It's just like if someone gets sick, so physically he goes to the doctor. But then what about spiritually? What about if we get sick spiritually? Who's gonna help us? The ulama. This is the advice of Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam. And then Imam alayhi salatu wasalam tells you that in order to achieve happiness, don't think that you're not gonna come across with difficulties in your life. Be ready for anything. So Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, لن تعرف حلاوة السعادة حتى تذاق مرارة النحس. What does it actually mean? Let me give you an example. You know, one of the reasons that nowadays we don't actually enjoy when we eat. That's just something honest. I know. We eat a lot of food every day, but we don't really enjoy it. That's why we keep gaining weight and we don't feel healthy. The reason is one thing because we are not hungry. And every time we go to the fridge, we see something because everything is available for us. So we just look at it and take it and eat it, right? So you don't taste it. But back in the days, they had only a piece of bread, maybe like very simple food. But you could taste the food because at that time, the family was organized. So it wasn't like now, like every kid goes to the fridge and opens the fridge and eats something. Back in the days, it wasn't like this. Only the mother was the one who was making decision about your food. You had breakfast, that was time for the breakfast. For example, 7 o'clock, everyone had to come to the table to have the breakfast. Then you have no choice. At that time, if you were sleeping, you were missing breakfast. Then you had to wait until lunchtime. It wasn't like if you were getting hungry and you could come, you came to the parents and say, I'm hungry. I said, I don't care if you're hungry. You have to wait until the food gets ready, right? Then when you were eating the food, you were enjoying. This is it. Kalam Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam, that he says you have to put yourself, in working and struggling in order to enjoy life. So if everything is available, like in scientists or psychologists believe like this, that they say don't make everything available for your children. If you have 8 years old child, he wants iPhone, don't buy the iPhone for him. Because later when he gets to the age of, for example, 15, 16 or 18, that time you have to get an iPhone for him because he needs it for school, then he's not going to enjoy it because he already had it. Right? So Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, if you want to feel the happiness, first challenge with problems. Happiness is not something that you just go and get it. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in the Holy Quran, He says, فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. With a problem, then easiness will come to your life. If you don't feel the problem, you're not going to feel good. It's just like when we get sick. If we don't, carry pains, or we don't get injection, or we don't go to the hospital, we don't go to the doctor, we don't do any of these, we're not going to get better. We have to put some time. We have to go to the doctor. We have to take the medication. And then how can actually you get the taste of happiness in your life? Here is the guidance. The guidance tells you that you need to go to the doctor. The doctor is what? Quran and Ahl Bayt alayhi salatu. When you go to the doctor, what do you do? First of all, before going to the doctor, you know the doctor. So you're just not going to go to everyone. You have to make sure that that person is a doctor or no. Most of us, we don't even know our imam, and we go ask them something. First, know who's your imam. How is your connection with the imam? Like sometimes when we actually think about our imams, we only, most of the time, we think about them only in hardship and problems. When we get sick, we say, Ya Imam Hussein. When we get, for example, when we come across with difficulties, calamities in our life, then we start calling Imam. No. Imam is the one that you need to talk to him every day, in every step of your life. Imagine if you talk to Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam every single day. Talk to him. And this is something that you can start doing it from today. This is a small connection, but at least you know who's your doctor. The second thing that you need from the doctor is this, that you need to go to the doctor in order to get better. If you don't go to the doctor, you're not going to get better. So a lot of people, they stay home and they don't do nothing, and then they expect their hajat and their supplications to be answered by Allah. No. What about you? What did you do? So you need to go to Imam. If you don't go to the Imam, Imam knows your problem, but what about you? You have to show, something. You have to show your loyalty to Imam. So if you don't go to Imam, don't expect him to come. Don't expect a doctor to come to your house and knock to your door and say, you know what, I'm here to solve your problem. None of these doctors are going to do that to you. So number two is this, that you need to go to the doctor. Number three, what do you need? You need to find your pain. So if you just go to the doctor and look at the doctor, you know what, doctor, I just came here to see you. Salaam alaikum, that's it. So the doctor says, so I don't know why you're here. So you made an appointment here, and you wanted to see me, and today is the time that I have to see you, but what's your problem? But you are the one that you have to find your problem. If you don't find your problem, then the doctor cannot help you. So I have to find my problem. I have to find what is my problem. I know myself better than anybody else, right? There are some diseases that I know. If I'm jealous, I have to know this, that I have jealousy. If I'm not honest, so I have to know that I'm not honest. If I'm not faithful, if I have a problem with my faith, I should know these things. So some people, when they are not good in their religion, I always say this, the parents keep asking, come to masjid, go pray, do this, do that. But what's going to happen at the end of the day when they are not ready for it, when they don't want to see the doctor and you take them to the doctor and they don't even want to see the doctor. They don't want to explain their problem to the doctor. So number three, we should find our problem. What is our problem? Like sometimes we find problem in others. This is wrong. We have the problem in ourselves. We have to find the problems in ourselves. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, and He says, Ma asaba min musibatin fabima kasabat aydikum. He says, don't complain. Most of the problems that you have in your life is because of yourself. So when I make a problem myself, I cannot expect Allah to solve my problem. I made a problem, so I was the one who made the problem. Then I have to solve the problem myself. If I cut my finger, then I did that, so I have to go and treat it myself. I cannot come and blame on you. So this is number four. I need prescription from the doctor. So now think about your Imam. Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam is your doctor, and you need prescription from him. What is his prescription to you? These supplications that's been given to you are one of those prescriptions. Look at the dua Mukbah. Look at the dua Ahad. Look at the ziyarat Jami'i Kabira. Go and read it. When I told you many times before, like Ayatollah Sistani, when I asked him an advice, he said, you know what? Recite ziyarat Jami'i Kabira. That's it. So why does he tell me this? Because there is a message over there. The message is this, that you will know your Imam. You will start connecting yourself to your Imam. When you're connected to the Imam, it's just like this phone. If I don't have SIM card, even this phone is very valuable. It's iPhone 12, whatever it is. But if I don't have SIM card, I don't have any access to any of you guys. I cannot call you guys, right? Because I don't have no SIM card. When I don't have a SIM card, so I cannot use this phone. So I need a connection. I paid for the phone, I paid for the line and everything, but at the same time, I need a chip. I need that SIM card. We need to have that connection with our Imam. So I need the prescription. Please, every day when you wake up, recite Dua. Very easy. Dua Tawassul, Dua Kumayn, Dua Nutbah, at least 1 month in your life. Ziyarat Ashura. What does Ziyarat Ashura tell you? It says, Allahumma ja'al mahyaya mahya Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So this ziyarah tells you that you need to stay with the progeny, the Prophet and his progeny while you're alive. But are you staying with them or not? Am I staying with Ahlul Bayt or not? This is a big question. I should think with myself that how close am I right now to Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam? So don't blame yourself that if you're not, like when some people, they come to masjid, they don't have any feeling. It's just like they just want to spend their time. No. Come to the masjid. Before you come, you have to connect yourself to Imam. You need that SIM card. How is your connection to Imam alayhi salatu wasalam? And believe me, if you don't do that, the one who's going to get hurt is you. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises that the problem you have in your life is because of this, that you don't stay with Allah. Allah says, وَمَنْ يَعْشِ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. That means if you don't have the remembrance of Allah, your life will be bad. You won't have a good life. The people who commit sin, believe me, they're not happy people. They're not happy. They're not feeling good. They're always depressed. They look good. Don't believe on these social medias that they look good. But if you go through their life, I have a lot of cases. A lot of people come to me that they look so good. But when you go into your life, you will see a lot of problems. This is something that we have to think about it, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the luckiness and the happiness is the remembrance of Allah. What is your connection? How is your connection to Allah? And then the last part is this, that you need to take the medication and use it. So take the medication from Imam and use it. See, Imam alayhi salatu wasalam tells you one thing. Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam says, إِن لَمْ يَكُنْ لَكُمْ دِينٌ وَكُنْتُمْ لَا تَخَافُونَ الْمَعَادِ فَكُونُوا أَحْرَارًا فِي دُنْيَاكُمْ. Imam talks to the enemies, and Imam says, if you're not following the religion, it's not something that I'm concerned about it. I'm not concerned about your religion, because the religion is something that's between you and Allah. So that's why one of the reasons that we don't like these extremists, because they force people to pray. They force people to be religious, but the person does not like to be religious. So this means nothing in the eyes of God if you force someone to pray. Prayer, fasting, hijab, these things are something between you and Allah. It's not something that if you come here and then you pray just for public pleasing, even if you pray 1,000 rak'at, at the end of the day you will get nothing because it wasn't for the cause of Allah. So Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam says, "Illam yakul lakum deen." If you don't have a deen, religion, وَكُنْتُمْ لَا تَخَافُونَ الْمَعَادِ, and you're not scared of the day of judgment, it's something between you and Allah. You know, some people, they don't care about the day of judgment. They do whatever they want. They don't care about nothing. They don't care about fast, namaz, haqqun nas. They don't ghibat. They look at the haram. They listen to the haram. They do a lot of things. They don't even care because they don't believe on nothing. So like they think that okay, I'm gonna be. This is gonna be my life. Enjoy your life and don't think about anything else. Just think about the enjoyment. So Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, if you don't believe on the day of judgment, it's not my business. That's your business. I can tell you what to do, but I cannot force you to believe on the day of judgment. But I need only one thing from you, please. You are a human being, and I'm a human being. فَكُونُوا أَحْرَارًا فِي دُنْيَاكُمْ. Be a free person in dunya. Be someone good. Don't hurt people. Be a good person. That's it. That's what I need from you. If you're not religious, you know, like some people, you know, oh, he's not religious, so he's not a good person. Maybe he's not religious, but maybe he's not harmful as well. So he's not religious, but he's doing a lot of good things. If I'm religious, you know, I do those things for myself, and that's for my religion and my faith. And that's between me and Allah, and I will be the one that will get the reward from Allah. So this doesn't mean that if someone is religious, so he's completely fine. No, akhlaq is the one that's you really need it. There are a lot of religious people that they are religious, but at the same time they are racist. At the same time, they are jealous. At the same time, they are greedy. At the same time, they are the follower of Yazid, but they don't even know themselves. No. Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, فَكُونُوا فِي دُنْيَاكُمْ فَكُونُوا أَحْرَارًا فِي دُنْيَاكُمْ. Be a free person, be a good person. So look at me and look at yourself. I didn't do anything bad to you. I'm not your enemy. So why are you here to kill me? See, Imam alayhi salatu wasalam gives the message. Your religion is for yourself. Just keep it for you. You don't have to come and tell me I'm religious, I'm this, I'm that. No, whatever you have it for yourself. I need one thing from you. I need you to be a free person. I need you to be a good person. Allah knows that I am Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That whatever I say here, I don't mean to say to anyone. Allah knows. If I do that, it's a kafara on me. It's haram on me. But at the same time, I have to tell the people what is haram and what is halal. I cannot cover haram just because some people, you know, do it, and I just say don't say nothing because it's okay. He's my friend. She's my sister. He's my cousin. He's my child. No. When I come here, I have to tell you the truth. So the problem with us is this: that when we are religious, we want everyone to respect us. Oh, my friend, you're religious for yourself. That's your business. That's what Imam Ali Salatu Wasalam wants to tell them. That illam yakun lakum deen, if you don't have faith, if you're not religious, وَكُنْتُمْ لَا تَخَافُونَ الْمَعَادِ, and you're not afraid of the day of judgment, is something that between you and Allah. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here only to ask you one thing. فَكُونُوا أَحْرَارًا فِي دُنْيَاكُمْ. Be a free person, please. Be a good person. This is what you see. So here you see لن تعرف حلاوة السعادة حتى تذاق مرارة النحس. You want happiness? You have to work hard to get to happiness. Happiness is not something that you just go and get it. If you get something free, it's going to be repetitive for you and it's going to be boring for you. You need to work. You know, the people who, like, that's why in Islam, Islamically, we don't have anything under the name of retirement. Retirement is something that we do in some countries, in some Islamic countries, no problem. But this is something just to organize the country. But when it comes to the Islam, Islam does not have anything that's called retirement. You're never retired. You have to work every day. Every single day you have to work. Days and nights. You have to do something. You should have a plan for your life. The people who don't have plan for their life, they are dead, but they don't even know. So the other factor that we talk about it is this, that the things that you know, you have to implement those things in your life. You know a lot of things, right? I know a lot of things. I know that, okay, ghibat is haram. I know that, and you know that too. Am I implementing this in my life, in my regular life? Am I applying this in my life or no? This is something important. I know that tuhmat is haram, but am I practicing this? So here Imam alayhi salatu wasalam tells you that the people who are not following what they believe, lam yazlid min Allah illa ba'da. They just, every day, they keep distance between them and Allah. Allah is staying away from those people. Allah says, listen, I don't need. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in the Holy Quran, لِمَ تَقُولُونَ مَا لَا تَفْعَلُونَ. Why do you say things that you don't yourself don't practice it? You don't practice and you tell everyone to do it. You do ghibat, but you ask people to stop ghibat. Here, one thing we have to remember, that everything is not ghibat. Like sometimes, like some people, they don't even talk about nothing. They cover the haqiqah. They cover the haqq. Like I had an example, like somebody got married and later they had a problem and it ended to the divorce. So one day she said to me, Sayyid, I'm mad at my uncle for this marriage. I said, why? What's the story? And then she said, because he knew my ex-husband. He knew that he's not a good person. But he did not say anything to me. And imagine his uncle is so religious. So like I said to his uncle, I said, like, why didn't you say your niece that this guy is not a good guy? You know what, Said? I don't want to do ghibat. Because I don't want to do ghibat. This is haram to talk about other people. I said, listen, you're ruining your family member's life. Just you think this is ghibat? What are you talking about? So if I see something bad is going on, and that's what's the meaning of amrun bil ma'ruf wa nahy 'anil munkar means. You know someone is bad and he's trying to get close to you, right? To your family members. So Islamically, you can ask your family member to stay away from that person. It's not ghibat because you know, but that's the time when you're 100% sure that that person is not a good person. You don't trust that person. So that person wants to be friends with your son, with your daughter. And later, the problem will happen to your life. So you should stop your children. This is not ghibat. Or for example, when you are mazloom, like you're mazloom, you're oppressed. Someone is taking your right away from you. Like Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam in Nahj al-Balagha, he talks about those people who took his right away from him. So you don't talk about it because it's ghibat or it's misunderstanding. You never know, misunderstanding. Or there is an Islamic idea behind. Sometimes Islam gets hurt if you keep quiet. Imam will get hurt. Masjid will get closed. These things are those places, it's okay, you can talk. But talk only if you can solve the problem. But if you cannot solve the problem, why do you don't talk? So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم. One of the reasons that we come to the majlis of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam and we raise our voice and we call Hussein Mazloom. Why do you say these things? Because Imam alayhi salatu wasalam was Mazloom and you are here to stand against Zalim. Even if you just say a word. So here you say this, لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم. Jahr means raising voice. When you raise your voice, it's called jahr. Allah says, لا يحب الله. Allah doesn't love jahr. When you talk about someone, بالسوء, in bad ways, إلا من ظلم. Except the place that you are mazloom and he did zulm to you and you have no choice. Right now you have to talk about it. So this is not ghibat. When you try to take your right back, it's not misunderstanding. Like some people, this guy, for example, not a good guy. He's not a good person. So if you keep quiet and don't say anything and don't clarify it, then the people will think maybe he's right. Yeah. So these places, it's not ghibat. Or when you want to give a consult to someone, or if you know something, like I know that something was dirty and it was on the floor and someone stepped on it, for example, and I put it on the table and you want to eat it, I can stop you. Please don't eat it. That's dirty. If I don't say nothing, it's not a good thing if I just look at it. So most of the time, the problem with us is this, that we actually try to keep quiet. We don't say anything. And we say, what? It's not our business. This is not something Islamic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you that وَلَا تَهِنُوا وَلَا تَحْسَنُوا وَأَنْتُمُ الْأَعْلَوْنَ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. It's one of the things actually that will decrease your stress. It's a major problem right now. It's a big problem that everyone has a stress. The women, the sisters, the brothers, the youth, everyone has a lot of stress now, right? So one of the things that will actually decrease the level of stress in your life is this, that you ask Allah to make you close to Him. There's a dua of Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam in Sahifa Sajjadiyya. He says, Allahumma ja'alni min awliya illah. Ala inna awliya Allah la khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun. Oh Allah, make me the awliya Allah. Make me one of those chosen. Make me one of those people who are close to you, Ya Allah. Allahumma ja'alni min awliya illah. Why? Why do I want to be awliya Allah? Because Ala inna awliya Allah la khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun. They're not scared of anything. Awliya Allah, the people who are connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they're not scared of anything. Because at the end of the day, they are the winner. If they get killed, or if they kill, still, قتلوا أو قتلوا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, at the end of the day, you get the victory because you are in the path of Allah. So the one who is in the path of Allah, la khawfun alayhim, he's not going to be scared of anything because he's in the right path. So if you don't do anything wrong, you're not going to get scared of the police. If the police sees you, says, "Assalamu alaikum, hi, how are you, police? Everything is fine. You want a cup of coffee? Yes, I can get you a cup of coffee." That's it. You're not scared of the police because you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong, so why should you be scared of the police? You can be a good friend with a police officer. Nothing is wrong with it. Yeah, but if someone is not good, he's doing something wrong. So he doesn't want to get close to the police. I don't want to talk to the police. Maybe he's going to find out who am I, this and that. Some people, like, one day said, "Oh, Sheikh, it's better you don't have the Facebook. It's better you don't have your speeches on the Facebook, this and that. It's not good." I said, nothing is wrong. You can put your speeches on the Facebook because you don't say anything wrong. You don't do anything bad. Whoever wants to see you, to check you, whatever they want to do on you, they can do it freely because you're not doing anything wrong. So the people who are awliya Allah, they are not scared of anything because they are already close to Allah. لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون.
From the other book.
Huzn means sadness. They're never sad because they were not going to lose anything. Like, let me give you an example. If you go for exercise, you go to the gym, you work hard, you're going to get tired, right? You're going to get hungry, you're going to get tired. But at the end of the day, you're going to be happy because you're not going to lose anything. It's good for you, right? So here you ask, Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, Allahumma ja'alni min awliya Allah, ala inna awliya Allah la khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun. Because awliya Allah, when you're connected to Allah, you're not scared of anything and you don't feel any sadness in your life. You lose your job, you're not going to be worried because you believe in Allah. You have a problem in your house, you're not going to be worried. You have financial difficulty, you're not going to be worried. You have a relationship problem, you're not going to be worried. Why? Because you're connected to Allah. And you're not going to be sad too because you know that Allah will not forget you. He's with you. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَهِنُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَنْتُمُ الْأَعْلَوْنَ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. Don't be scared. Don't be sad. You are the best if you submit yourself to Allah. If you're submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, tomorrow, the day of Ashura, we'll continue this discussion. It's a very important discussion. And we'll, inshallah, conclude everything at the end of the inshallah majlis. This is something that we really, really needed because I see most of the people are struggling with stress, anxiety. Like they're looking for the happiness. They look at here, there to get the happiness. But what is the real happiness? What is the key to get the happiness? That's a big question. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Habib alayhi salawatullah, answered your question. Ijma'an salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
خب امشب متعلق به باب الحوائج ابوالفضل العباس است. اون آقایی که بدنش قطعه شد اما دست از یاری امام زمانش نکشید. بنی قدری چمن را بلبلی افسرده می داند غم مرگی برادر را برادر مرده می داند آمد خدمت ابی عبدالله، صدا زد برادر، من نمیتوانم این حالت را تحمل کنم. آخر طفلکان همه دارن العتش صدا میزنن، من عباس قمر بنی هاشم نمیتوانم این صحنه را ببینم. لا اله الا الله. ابی عبدالله فرمود عباسم برادرم، پشت و پناه من، نمیگذارم بروی به میدان، چون تو تنها یار و یاور من هستی، تو تنها علمدار من هستی، بی تو من بی کس می شوم. لا اله الا الله. اما برادر فقط می گذارم بروی میدان، آب بیاوری و برگردی. اما عباس وقتی که وارد آب شد، همه دشمنان تعجب کردند که پسر علی چگونه اینجا رسید. اما این ظالمین میدانند که با او رو در رو مقابله کردن نمیتوانند. گفتند باید از همه جهت به او حمله کنیم. فحملوه من کل جانب، یعنی از هر طرف این ظالمین به باب الهوائج حمله کردند. آی چه حالی دارد مادر ابوالفضل ام البنین. ام البنین می آمد در بقیع صدا می زد ای مردم، دیگر مرا ام البنین نگویید، دیگر مرا ام البنین نخوانید. آخر ام البنین همه فرزندانش را فدای امام زمانش کرد. میگن ام البنین 4 قبر در قبرستان بقیع درست میکرد. یکی از اونها را نامش به عباس و جعفر و همه پسرانش را میگذاشت، می نشست روی یکی یکی آنها گریه می کرد. اما همین ام البنین وقتی زینب را دید، از هیچ یک از فرزندانش سؤال نکرد، فقط صدا زد زینب بگو ببینم از حسین من چه خبر. آی عرض کنم ام البنین بیبی دو عالم، شما هم باب الهوائجی. وقتی عباست به زمین افتاد دست مبارکش قطع شد، صدا زد والله ان قطعتم یمینی انی احامی ابدا عن دینی و عن امام الصادق الیقینی نجل النبی الطاهر الامینی. یعنی اگر دست مرا هم قطع کردی ای ظالم، بدان که من دست از یاری برادرم حسین بر نمی دارم. رحمت بشیرد ام البنین با این فرزند. اما یه وقت دید ابی عبدالله عباسش از روی اسب به زمین افتاد. لا اله الا الله. حاجتمندا، گرفتارا، مریض دارا. میدانید عباس وقتی از بلندی به زمین افتاد دستی در بدن نداشت. راوی میگه دیدم عباس با صورت به زمین افتاد. اما ابی عبدالله آمد کنار برادر، بلی قدر چمن را بلبل افسرده می داند. غم مرگ برادر را برادر کشته می داند. امروز هم در افغانستان یک انفجار دیگر نزدیک 50 از شیعیان و محبین حضرت عباس را شهید کردند. یا باب الحوائج خودت جزای این ظالمین را بده. لا اله الا الله. میگن ابی عبدالله وقتی رسید روی نعش عباس، اول پس صدا زد برادر من دو خواهش دارم. چه خواهشی داری عزیز برادر؟ اول خون چشمان مرا پاک کن، این تیر را از چشم من بیرون بیاور. میخوام در لحظه آخر صورتت را ببینم حسینم. شما هم همین را از امام حسین بخواهید. آخر شما هم خادمین و نوکران ابی عبدالله بودید. آمدید در مجلس امام حسین عزاداری کردید، گریه کردید، غذا پختید، خدمت کردید، جارو کردید، همه را برای ابی عبدالله. اما یه چیزی از حسین بخواهید. وقتی رفتن حسین جان میخواهیم چشم ما به جمالت روشن بشه. اما برادر یه خواهش دیگری هم دارم. یا صاحب الزمان مرا ببخش. یه خواهش دیگری هم دارم برادر. تا من زنده ام مرا به خیمگاه ببری. آخر من قول دادم به فرزندان برادرم که با آب برمیگردم. آی رامی میگه یه وقت دیدم ابی عبدالله آهسته آهسته بلند شد. مرگ برادر سخته. یه وقت دیدم ابی عبدالله دستا را به کمر گذاشت، صدا زد الان انقطع انکسر زهری. الان کمرم شکست و انقطع رجایی. امیدم ناامید شد. آی زینب دوید خدمت برادر از عباسم چه خبر؟ یه وقت حسین صدا زد زینب عباست را کشتن. راوی میگه دیدم زینب دوید به سوی خیمگاه عباس، صدا زد یا امان از اسیری. قاضیتا امان از اسیری. ای دستای من وقت افتادن نیست. ای دستای من وقت افتادن نیست. این عشق انگار فکر آب روی من نیست. هرچند روی خاک چشمام مثل
پاشو پاشو عباس، مولا دیگه تنهاست. همه با وای صدای العطش میاد، وای صدای العطش میاد، وای صدای وای سپردمت به فاطمه، وای سپردمت وای سپردمت به فاطمه. قول دادم برگردم، اما با دست پر گفتم به رقیه دیگه قصه نخور، روی آتیش میاد جسارت نزدیکه، میبینم آرت نزدیکه، وای صدای العطش میاد، وای صدای العطش میاد، وای صدای العطش میاد، وای سپردمت به فاطمه، وای سپردمت به فاطمه، وای سپردمت به فاطمه. روی خاک قربت دارم خون میبارم، روی خاک قربت دارم خون میبارم، خیره سمت خیمم با این چشم تارم، هستی ای کاش تیر از چشمم بر می‌داشت، باید برمیگشتم اما امور نگذاشت. همه با هم وای صدای العطش میاد وای صدای وای صدای العطش وای سپردمت به فاطمه وای سپردمت وای سپردمت به فاطمه یعنی میشه بازم امید خیمه شم خیلی شرمنده به 6 ماه قصد امون ای کاش میذاشت تا بازم سر باشم دار مولا میاد باید از جاش وای صدای العطش میاد وای صدای وای صدای العطش وای سپردمت به فاطمه وای سپردمت به فاطمه
با اجازه بزرگترم امشب شبیه که اگر دست خالی اینجا رفتی بیرون دیگه خدا به دادت برسه بلند شو سر پا وایسا این چند کلمه رو بگو بلند شو وایسا خانم هم همینطور سمت چپیا عباسم رفتی تو ز دستم 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 اجرتون با اول پس باید امشب بگیرید بفرمایید
تو بودی خیمه ها آرام تو بودی خیمه ها آرام دشمن در کربلا ناکام به دست من نرسید تا تو بود خیمه ها در کربلا ناکام ابو فاضل تا تو بودی من پناهی داشت با وجود تو سپاهی داشت تا تو بودی خیمه ها پاینده اصغر چشماه من زنده تا تو بودی خیمه ها غارت نشد گوشوار بچه ها غارت نشد ابو فاضل تا تو بودی دست زینم باز بود بودنت بهر حرم اجاز بود تا که مشهد پاره بودی آشد دشمنت در خنده و شاداش پهنه پیشانیت در هم شکست پهنه پیشانیت در هم شکست خیمت مثل حسین از پانش ای که تو دست خدایی داشت حسبیت را بر زمین بگذاشتی آن که تاق ابر با نت را شکست بعد تو بر سینه یارت نشست بعد تو دشمن هیاهو میکنه وحشیان بر هم رو میکنه وحشیان بر هم رو گوهر گنجینه محروسش در کنار القم سرویز پا افتاده یا گلی از گلشن حال عبا افتاده است در فضای رزمگاه نی نوا با شور و آه ناله جانسوز عده یا اخا افتاده از نوا جان گل داده ساقی لب تشنگان لرزه بر اندام شاه نی نوا افتاده است ناگهان از صدر زیر فکند و خود را برزد دید و بسم الله ز قرآن جند افتاده پاره قرآن ببوسید و پی اصلش دوید مصحف ناطق کجا یا رب زنپا افتاده تا کنار نهر بوی عباسش کشید دید و بر خاک سیه صاحب لوا افتاده کرده دریای خون ماه بنی هاشم غفور تشنه لب سمهای دشت کربلا افتاده است دست خود را بر کمر بگرفت و آهی برکشید گفت تو پشت منزه رانم دوتا افتاده است بهر آب در هر طفلان من در انتظار از آتش بنگر چشور خیمه ها افتاده است گفت تو بس اسم برات را برم در خیمگاه دید و هر عضوی ز اعضایش سوا افتاده است شه بسود خیمه با پای پیاده ره سپاه در حرم شهدید و افغان و نوا افتاده است جمله می گفتند و سنسا ای پدر جان گیر و کرد بر سر عموی ما باباچه ها افتاده است حال زینب را مگو علامه از چون شنید دست انعاس علم داشت جند افتاده است عباس ابرکی عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی چشم‌ها قبلگاه دریا شد چشم‌ها قبلگاه دریا شد چشم‌ها قبلگاه دریا شد صف مژگان دوست بابا شد صف مژگان دوست بابا شد چشم‌ها قبلگاه دریا شد چشم‌ها قبلگاه دریا شد صف مژگان دوست بابا شد یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی دشمن از دور هم نظر می‌کرد دشمن از دور هم نظر می‌کرد بس که حیران قد و بالا شد بس که حیران قد و بالا شد یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی دست بر دامن کرامت او دست بر دامن کرامت او همه آب‌های دنیا شد همه آب‌های دنیا شد یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی دست بر دامن کرامت او دست بر دامن کرامت او همه آب‌های دنیا شد یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی صاحب جود و تیغ و مشک و علم صاحب جود و تیغ و مشک و علم آبروی تمام اهل حرم آبروی تمام اهل حرم تیغ تا در مصاف بردارد تیغ تا در مصاف بردارد آسمان هم شکاف بردارد آسمان هم شکاف بردارد یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی نیست ممکن که در برابر خصم نیست ممکن که در برابر خصم ذره‌ای انعطاف بردارد ذره‌ای انعطاف بردارد یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی عباس ادرکنی بدن او زره نمیخواهد بدن او زره نمیخواهد تیغ را بی غلاف بردارد تیغ را بی غلاف بردارد یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی چه نهی بس نعل اشک ترک چه نهی بس نعل اشک ترک سینه کوه قاف بردارد سینه کوه قاف بردارد یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی بوسه از خاک پای او جبریل بوسه از خاک پای او جبریل لحظه های طواف بردارد یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی یا عباس ادرکنی
يا عباس جيب الماء والسكينة 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 يا عباس حمد جيب الماء يا عباس جيب الماء والسكينة يا عباس شوف الهرم قربه يا عباس شوف الهرم قربه يا عباس شوف الهنا الروقي يا عباس راس حسين بني زهار يا عباس راس حسين يا عباس راس حسين بني زهار يا عباس راس حسين بني زهار يا عباس راس حسين يا عباس راس حسين بني زهار يا عباس آتش زدن به خیمه‌ها يا عباس آتش زدن يا عباس آتش زدن به خیمه‌ها یا عباس خارج شده کشور ما یا عباس خارج شده کشور ما یا عباس سیلی زدن به دختران یا عباس رأس حسین به نیزه ها یا عباس رأس حسین یا عباس رأس حسین به نیزه ها آیا خدا من که شام رفتی دلم زیر و روش آیا دلم زیر و روش آیا دلم زیر و روش آیا چشم حرامی با حرم رو به رو شایا حرم رو به رو شایا حرم رو به رو آبیا برگرد خیمه ای که سکارم منو تنها نگذار ای علم دارم علم دارم علم دارم آب به خیمه نرسید فدای سرم فدای سرم فدای یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین
دو تا از مریضان ما التماس دعا گفتن اما یجیب المضطر اذا دعاه و یکشف السوء 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 پروردگارا تعجیل در فرج ولیت امام زمان ما عنایت بفرما ما را از جمله اعوان آن حضرت در دنیا و آخرت محسوب و محشور بگردان عاقبت عمرمون را ختم به خیر بفرما مریضهای اسلام مریضهای مد نظر آنهایی که التماس دعا گفتن شفای عاجل و کامل عنایت بفرما اموات جمع حاضر اموات بانیان مجلس روح بزرگ حضرت آیت الله ساجدی باجای دکتر مهدوی رحمت الله علیهما را با اربابشان ابی عبدالله الحسین محشور بگردان خدایا پروردگارا اللهم انا نشکو الیک ما به تو شکایت میکنیم خدایا امروز و دیروز در افغانستان فاجعه عجیبی بود طفلان زنان کودکان به جرم شیعه بودن به جرم محبت اهل بیت قطعه شدند خدایا پروردگارا برای خانواده های شهدا صبر جمیل و اجر جزیل عنایت بفرما خدایا پروردگارا هر کسی که بانی و باعث این ایجاد خبیث داعش هست خدایا پروردگارا اینها را از صفحه روزگار محو بگردان خدایا پروردگارا آنچه خواستیم و نخواستیم تو آگاه بر ضمائر دلها امایی حاجات مشروعی این جمع ملتمسین دعا برآورده بخیر بفرما الله لمن قرأ الفاتحه مع الاخلاص والصلوات
محمد